Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Abby if you are new here. Today I filmed this makeup look for you guys. It is very smoky and dramatic, I am well aware, but I really wanted to showcase this shadow from a Wet n Wild palette. This is from the Comfort Zone palette, and it's this shadow right here, which is what I have on the very center portion of my lid, but it is just so gorgeous. You can see some of the swatches. It's like completely red at one point, and then as you turn, it turns like a blue color, and it's just so beautiful. I absolutely love that shift look. So that's why I wanted to create this makeup look. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to get this look as well, just keep watching and don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Thanks. So to cut down on time today, I actually did this eye off camera, so I kind of knew what I was going to do, and also so you guys could kind of see the end result. But I went ahead and did this eyebrow, and I primed my eyelid using my Maybelline Master Conceal primer. I just set that with Coty Airspun translucent powder as well, and we are ready to go. So the first thing I'm going to do to get this eye look is I'm going to reach into my Morphe 350 palette, and I'm going to take this shade right here, which is just a nice transition shade. I'm going to be using this on a Morphe M433 brush, and I'm just going to tap off the excess. I like to kind of give it a little shake, and I'm going to go right into a little bit higher than my transition area, higher than my crease, not quite to my brow bone, and I'm just going to blend that in. I'm also taking this all the way into my inner corner and out. So once we have a nice transition shade, you can see that you can barely see it. That's okay, because it's just giving us a little soft gradient to blend out. I'm going to then reach into my Morphe Kathleen Lights palette, and this is what we're primarily going to be using today. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to a Coastal Scents BRC-N06 brush. This brush is a little bit smaller, but also a little bit more fluffy, so it's just going to very, very lightly blend out. And I'm going to pick up this shade, which is just a lighter pink shade. With my eyes still open, I'm going to look into a mirror, and I'm going to apply this color right above the crease, into the crease, and a little bit above the crease, because I do want you to be able to see this when my eyes are open. And I do have hooded eyes. If you don't have hooded eyes, or if you don't even have a very defined crease, you can always create one. Makeup is all about playing. So what I like to do, because I have hooded eyes, I like to go a little bit higher than my crease, so that way you can really see the shadows when my eyes are open. I'm doing this on the inner and outer corner, and then I'm going to slightly connect the two right in the center, keeping it low for my brow bone. I don't want to go too high with my brow bone, but I do want you to be able to see the color. And just letting the brush do all the work to blend this out. While we're still using the shade, I'm going to switch over to a Morphe Y22 little pencil brush, and I'm going to pick up this shade and run it all the way across my lower lash line. This is the first time I've ever put shadows underneath my eye without concealer, and I have to say I love the way it blends 10 times more than with concealer. I feel like the concealer kind of grabs it and makes it a little bit more chunky. So I love this technique of just doing your under eyes before you do your concealer, and then of course you can clean up still and all that goodness. So once we have that shade blended out, I'm going to move over to the deeper shade, and I'm going to pick this up on a Coastal Scents BR-C-SOE brush, which is a little bit more dense. I'm going to pick up this color, and I'm going to apply it to the outer and inner portion, but I'm not going to blend out using this shadow. I love this technique of kind of applying the pigment a little bit more strong and then using a blender brush to blend out the edges. I just think it makes like the perfect gradient. I'm going to go back in with that Coastal Scents blender and very, very lightly go over the edges. I'm trying to keep this eye look very round. That's why I'm kind of bringing my arch super high and then keeping it low and tight on the outer and inner corners. I do have naturally round eyes, so I feel like a halo eye kind of accentuates that roundness. But if you don't have round eyes, you can definitely give yourself a more wide, doe-eyed, kind of round eye look by doing this technique as well. Then I'm going to switch over to just an even tighter little brush. This is from Morphe, and I'm going to pick up that deep red shade and focus it even more concentrated on the inner and outer corner, and kind of connecting it to the lower lash line also. Then with the same brush, I'm actually going to dip into the black shade. I'm going to very lightly pick up just barely any of that, and I'm going to lightly do circular motions on the outer edge. I'm just trying to deepen the purple. I don't necessarily want to have a black outer edge. If you like that look, go ahead and do that by all means, but I'm just trying to deepen up that shade even another shade. And again, I'm going back with the very first shade that we laid down, just that transition shade. And I'm just gonna run this along the edges of all those colors, just to make sure everything is blended and nice and soft, and still that transition shade is showing through. And then I'm gonna switch over to the main star of this show that I think is so beautiful. It's what I have on the very center of my eye. And this is just a Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. I absolutely love this shade. It is so beautiful. It's the definer portion, but you can see that it pulls like burgundy, blue, and a little bit of mauve brown tones to it. It's absolutely beautiful. I love the duo chrome kind of like shade. It's tons of different shades in one, and whatever light you're in depends on what it looks like, and I just think that's such a cool aspect. This is an amazing shadow quality as well, and I think the whole entire palette is like $4.99 from the drugstore, so it's an awesome palette. I highly recommend it, but that's what we're going to be using as kind of the star of the show on my middle portion of my eye. Also, this does make the look very smoky and dramatic. If you don't like that look, you can go ahead and pop just like a lighter tan shade, maybe like a shimmery tan shade on the center, and that will actually lighten up your eyes and make that eye look less dramatic and less smoky. But this is going to be a smoky eye look, so we're going with this shade. So to get the metallic look that I want from this shadow, it does already pull metallic, but I really like the intense look. I'm actually going to apply some eye drops. These are just the Clear Eyes eye drops. Any eye drops will work. I'm going to actually apply that to a little palette, and then using this flat top Wet n Wild brush, I'm going to dip it in there, kind of pick up some liquid. You can also use MAC Fix Plus. You can use any setting spray. You can use water. It doesn't work as well. I find that the glycerin that's in eye drops works a little bit better, and I'm going to dip it straight into that shade. The wet brush will give it a little bit more of a metallic look, which I just love. And then I'm literally just going to apply this to the center of my eye in short strokes. I find that that gives you the most metallic look as well. So then I'm going to take just a blender brush, and I'm going to lightly hit all the edges to blend everything out. And then to add just a tiny bit more drama, I'm actually going to take my NYX glitter glue, and I'm going to apply that all over my eye. And for this, I'm just going to use a little brush, same as the Wet n Wild one, just a little bit smaller. And I obviously didn't want to use the Wet n Wild one. I'm going to apply a little bit of that glitter glue just right over that shade that we just applied. And then I'm going to go in with my Coastal Scents glitter, and this is in the shade Ballerina Dreams. This glitter is a pink shade in the bottle, but whenever you apply it to your eyes, you can see that it's pulling a lot of different colors. It pulls like some greens, some purples, some blues, some pink. Like, it pulls a ton of different colors, so I think it really adds something special to this look. I'm going to apply that just with the exact same brush and dot it all over the center of my eye, right over that blue-green shift shade that we just applied. Before moving on, I'm actually going to dip into the lightest shade right here. This is going to be on a Morphe M508 brush, and I'm just going to apply this to my brow bone very lightly, just that highest arch. And I'm also going to apply this to the inner corners of my eye. Because I like that really teal look that it is pulling, you can see it in sunlight, so you can't really see it on camera as much as you can in person. I promise in person it is pulling a lot more of this blue teal brown shade. I don't know if that makes any sort of sense, but I'm going to line my bottom lash line, my waterline area, with this NYX pencil in the shade Turquoise Blue. So I'm just going to apply this to my bottom lash line. And with this liner, I do feel like you have to go over it quite a bit. It's not the best liner, but it's what I have to work with, So off camera, I'm just going to curl my eyelashes, pop on a little bit of this L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara, and I'm going to apply these demi wispy lashes as well, and I will be right back. So now that my eyes are complete, let's finish up the face. I'm going to prime my skin using the Nivea Post Shave Balm. And then for foundation today, I'm actually going to switch it up, and I'm going to try something new. I'm going to use the Revlon Color Stay in Normal to Dry formula. This is in the shade 220. cover up my most dark circles, I'm going to be taking this NYX Under Eye Corrector in the shade Fair Clear on a Morphe 173 brush. And I just like to apply this to the most inner portion of my eye, being very careful since we already did do the under eye area. This will cover up all the dark circles that you have, so I really enjoy this product. And then to conceal, I'm going to use my Wet n Wild in the shade Light Medium. This is the Photo Focus Concealer, and I just like to apply that to the most center portion over that corrector. And then I will use the shade Medium Beige, Light Medium actually. And I'm going to apply this a little bit lower, and this will actually balance my skin and highlight some areas without being too light. I'm going to be using my Real Technique sponge to blend that out as always. And then underneath my eyes, I always go ahead and put a little bit of this Advanced Radiance powder from CoverGirl on a Morphe 438 brush. And I just tap this underneath my eyes. I think that it smooths out all the under eye creases that I do have, but I will go back and bake over the top. So if you're someone that struggles with some creasing underneath your eyes and really hates that, I love this powder first and then just go back over and bake a little bit. So I'm not going to set my whole entire face because this foundation does dry down quite a bit. I'm just going to be using a little bit of my Coty Airspun, and I'm going to tap this right underneath my eye. This is something I feel like I always have to do just because of the creasing underneath my eyes. To bronze up my face today, I'm going to go into my Makeup Revolution palette, and I kind of just like mix all of the shades, to be honest, and I'm just going to apply this with this kind of brush. And the way I like to bronze, I like to hit both sides of my forehead, right across the top, which will slim down my forehead a little bit. I like to hit the cheekbones and then underneath my jaw like normal. And then sometimes I'll go on either side of my nose just to warm things up. And then for blush, I'm going to take the exact same brush and I'm going to go into my Makeup Revolution Hot Spice palette, and I'm going to take these two shades right here. And I like to keep my blush a little bit further back because that will actually lift your cheekbones. Just to slightly contour, I'm going to go into my Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to pick up this middle shade on a Real Technique sculpting brush, and I'm just going to ever so softly hit the hollow points of my cheekbones, just very, very lightly. And this will add a lot of definition to your cheekbones, but I only keep it about 2 inches. I don't like to bring it too far in. I just like to emphasize those hollows a little bit more. And then for highlighter, I'm going to go into this Essence Pure Nude highlighter. I love this highlighter on a Morphe Y14 brush, and I am going to apply this to the highest points of my cheeks. This isn't super blinding, but it gives you the most natural, beautiful sheen, which I love. You can definitely see it. It's not something that you can't see, but it's just not chalky and blinding like some of the higher end highlighters are, I feel. I'm gonna also apply this on my nose, on my Cupid's bow as well. And then quickly before I do my lips, I am gonna take my Wet n Wild setting spray and I'm just gonna mist my whole face. This will melt down all the makeup and just make it look so seamless. It's totally something I recommend if you don't have a setting spray. The setting spray is like $4 from the drugstore, but e.l.f. has one for like $3. So if you're someone that doesn't really know if you like setting sprays, I highly recommend getting one of those and testing it out because it will change the makeup game for real. Seriously, makes your makeup look so much better. And then to finish off my lips, I'm gonna first go in with this Wet n Wild lip pencil in the shade Bear to Comment, and I'm gonna lightly line my lips. Wet n Wild lip liners are seriously so good. They're so creamy, so easy to apply. I love them. And then I'm going to test out this lipstick. This is a Maybelline lipstick in the shade 765 Gray over it. This is going to be very gray, so we're going to see. I'm not used to colors like this, so let's just try it. This is giving me like very space alien vibes. I'm not sure if I like that or not. I am gonna leave it, but I'm just gonna apply a little bit of gloss over the top, and this is the NYX Pump It Up Lip Plumper. So this is the finished makeup look. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I know that this is really smoky and dramatic, but sometimes it's just fun to play in makeup. That's what I wanted to do today. Just play in makeup, use this really fun teal shift color on my eyes. I think it's so fun. And gray lips, which I've never tried. So I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button for me and you will be up to date on all the videos that I will post in the future. Also leave me comments down below of what you guys would like to see, because I love hearing from you guys and I love your feedback as well. So just leave me a comment. Don't forget to subscribe and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.